All right, everyone. So as I said, the Excel stuff was being a little bit difficult, but it turns out Google Sheets actually does have a way to add that trend line that we were talking about in our lab for today. So if you go in Google Sheets, you type in your data, same idea like I said, first column is going to be your x-axis, second column is going to be your y-axis. So make sure you put them in the right column that you want them in. So if you highlight all that data, and same idea, you go to Insert. Here we're going to click on Chart. So when we insert our chart, it's going to come up with a default chart, whichever one like Google Sheets finds appropriate. In this case, it's a scatter plot, which is great because that's what we want. But over here in the setup, you can change what kind of chart you want that to be. If you need to change that, right? There's lots of different options here. But for us, we are going to find the trend line, right? We wanted to just add the trend line here. We thankfully, with Google Sheets, actually, it kind of already does some of this for us. We've got our x-axis labeled concentration and our y-axis labeled absorbance. The only thing we are going to want to do with this is make sure that we add our units to this, which in this case is millimolar. So we're just going to make sure we want to add our units to these axes titles. Okay. So anyway, to get the trend line, I need to find it again because I had it a second ago, but I don't remember where I put it. Series. So where was it? There it is. Yep. So over here in the customize area under series, okay, and when you click on series here, if you expand that, then scroll all the way down to the bottom of that series section, and there are these three things here. There's the error bars, which can tell you how much error you have per data point, which is just to say, like, this is the range that this actually could fall in. You can give individual data labels to label each point you want identified, or you can add here the trend line. Okay, so great for us here. We want to add a linear trend line, like we said, a linear regression. You can change what the line looks like, and you can change the label. Okay, this is the important part for us. We do want to have a label here because for this linear regression, remember, we want to know what the slope is of this line. So the slope here, we want to include the equation. Okay, so the equation here, the absorbance is going to equal this equation, 0.114x plus 7.39 times 10 to the negative 4. Okay, so very important for us to identify what here is listed as the slope in front of that x variable. That's what's going to be our molar absorptivity for this concentration versus absorbance graph. All right, so possible in Google Sheets. Make sure that you spend time and you play around with this, and you need to make your own of this so that you can copy it into the Google Slides that we have for this lab. So make sure that you do that as well. But this is a very helpful tool, so please make sure that you understand how to work this thing, because not only as you go further into high school, but then as you get into, if college is your goal, possibly even career, you might have to use an Excel spreadsheet or Google Sheets. It's like I said, very helpful for many different types of data. Okay, so we want to be familiar with how this works. All right, so awesome, and I will talk to y'all on Wednesday.